10 curious facts that only 1% of people know. Number 1. The Trial Beyond Death. In the year 897, papal history witnessed one of its most grotesque and macabre episodes, the Cadaver Synod. Pope Stephen VI, consumed by political resentment, ordered the body of his predecessor, Pope Formosus, to be exhumed 9 months after his death. The decomposing corpse was dressed in pontifical vestments, seated on a throne, and subjected to a formal trial in Rome. A deacon was appointed to answer on behalf of the deceased, while Stephen VI launched a barrage of accusations. Unsurprisingly, the corpse was found guilty of perjury and of having illegally ascended to the papacy. The sentence was brutal. The 3 fingers of his right hand used for blessings were amputated. All his acts and decrees were annulled, and his remains were unceremoniously thrown into the Tiber River. This posthumous trial is a chilling reminder of the extremes to which the power struggles in the medieval church could go. Number 2. The animal that shattered a rule of life. In 2020, the world of biology was shaken by a discovery that rewrites the fundamental rules of animal life. Scientists found the first known multicellular organism that does not need oxygen to live, a microscopic parasite called Haenaguia salmonicula. Related to jellyfish and corals, this tiny being lives in the muscle tissue of salmon in a completely anaerobic environment. Unlike all other known animals, this parasite has completely lost its mitochondrial genome, meaning it lacks the cellular machinery for aerobic respiration. Instead of breathing, it survives by stealing energy directly from its host. This finding revolutionized the idea that oxygen respiration is an indispensable and universal characteristic of animal life, opening the door to the possibility of complex life forms in environments previously considered uninhabitable. Number 3. The manuscript that no one can read. There is an illustrated medieval book that has baffled the greatest cryptographers, linguists, and military codebreakers for over a century, the Voynich Manuscript. Dated to the early 15th century, this codex is written in a completely unknown script and language. Its pages are filled with strange drawings of plants that do not exist in nature, incomprehensible astronomical diagrams, and mysterious human figures. Despite countless attempts to decipher it, no one has managed to translate a single word. The mystery of its content is absolute. Is it a compendium of hidden knowledge, a lost language of a forgotten civilization, a coded alchemical treatise, or perhaps the most elaborate and brilliant hoax in history? The Voynich Manuscript remains the world's greatest bibliographic enigma, a book that stares at us from the past with a message that, to this day, refuses to be revealed. Number 4. The disease that creates a second skeleton. Fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, or FOP, is one of the rarest and most devastating genetic conditions in the world, affecting approximately 1 in 2 million people. Those who suffer from it have a defective gene that causes their body to repair injuries in a terrifying way. Instead of creating scar tissue, it forms solid bone in muscles, tendons, and ligaments. Over time, this process creates a second skeleton that grows over the original one, progressively immobilizing the patient. Joints fuse, muscles turn to bone, and people are literally transformed into living statues, trapped inside their own bodies. There is currently no cure to halt this relentless progression, making FOP one of the most tragic and mysterious diseases known to medicine. Number 5. The game of chess for life or death. During the Bolshevik Revolution in 1918, the famous chess master Osip Bernstein was arrested in Odessa by the Cheka, the Soviet secret police, and sentenced to be executed by firing squad. While he was waiting before the squad, a high-ranking officer recognized his name. Being a great chess enthusiast, the officer decided to test his identity in an unusual way. The officer challenged Bernstein to a game of chess with his life on the line. If he lost, or if his play did not prove him to be a true master, the execution would proceed. Under unimaginable pressure, Bernstein played and decisively won the game. Impressed by his genius, the officer pardoned him and ordered his immediate release. This story, which seems straight out of a movie, is a literal testament to how chess, in its most crucial match, can save a man's life. Number 6. The isolated tribe that rejects the modern world. On the small North Sentinel Island in the Bay of Bengal lives one of the last uncontacted tribes on the planet, the Sentinelese. For millennia, this people has violently rejected any attempt at contact with the outside world, attacking with bows and arrows anyone who dares to approach their shores. Their hostility is so well known that the Indian government has established a 5-kilometer exclusion zone around the island to protect both outsiders and the tribe itself. Their language is a complete mystery, their culture is unknown, and their population, estimated to be only a few dozen people, lives as their Stone Age ancestors did, without agriculture or advanced metallurgy. In 2018, an American missionary who ignored the prohibitions was killed while trying to reach the island. The Sentinelese are a living anthropological enigma, a fragment of human prehistory that survives, isolated and defiant in the heart of the 21st century. Number 7. The secret plan to detonate a nuclear bomb on the moon. At the height of the Cold War in 1958, the United States government developed a secret plan as audacious as it was terrifying, Project A-119. The objective was to detonate a nuclear bomb on the surface of the moon. The idea was not for scientific purposes, but for propaganda. They wanted to create an explosion visible from Earth to demonstrate their military might and intimidate the Soviet Union, which was leading the space race at the time. A young scientist named Carl Sagan was part of the team that calculated the effects of the explosion and its visibility. Fortunately, the project was canceled before it could be carried out. It was considered too risky, not only because of the potential radioactive contamination of the moon, but also due to the fear that the rocket might fail and the bomb could fall back to Earth. This plan, declassified decades later, reveals the extent to which Cold War paranoia could have driven humanity to commit an act of cosmic aggression. Number 8. The largest and heaviest living organism on the planet. When we think of the largest living being, we often picture the blue whale. However, the true giant of our planet is a forest in Utah named Pando. At first glance, Pando looks like a grove of about 47,000 quaking aspens, but in reality, all those trunks are genetically identical clones, sprouting from a single massive underground root system. Pando is a single clonal organism that spans over 43 hectares and is estimated to weigh around 6,000 tons, far surpassing any other known living being. Furthermore, it is believed to be thousands of years old, continuously regenerating over time. Pando challenges our concept of what an individual is, being both an entire forest and a single living entity, a silent, ancient colossus. Number 9. The world's loneliest whale. Since the 1980s, the hydrophones of the U.S. Navy have been tracking the song of a unique whale in the entire ocean. Nicknamed the 52 Hz whale, it emits its calls at a frequency of 52 Hz, a much higher pitch than that of any other known whale species, such as blue whales, 10 to 40 Hz, or fin whales. Because of this peculiarity, no other whale seems to understand or respond to its songs. Each year, scientists follow its acoustic trail as it travels alone through the vast Pacific, but it has never been physically sighted or heard in the company of other cetaceans. Its case has inspired songs, documentaries, and a profound reflection on loneliness in nature. Is it a unique hybrid, an individual with the malformation or the last survivor of an unknown species? Its mysterious and solitary existence remains one of the most poignant enigmas of the ocean. Number 10. The literary premonition of cannibalism at sea. In 1838, Edgar Allan Poe published his only complete novel, The Narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym of Nantucket. In it, he describes the terrible ordeal of 4 shipwrecked survivors who, on the brink of starvation, decide to draw lots to determine who should be sacrificed to feed the others. The victim turns out to be a young cabin boy named Richard Parker. Almost 50 years later, in 1884, reality imitated fiction in a chillingly accurate way. The yacht Mignonette was shipwrecked, and its 4 survivors, after weeks adrift, made the same desperate decision. They killed and ate the cabin boy to survive. The unfortunate young man's name was, incredibly, Richard Parker. This coincidence, so exact that it defies all probability, has generated endless debate. Was it a strange premonition by Poe, or one of the most macabre synchronicities in history?
Thank you for watching our video. Subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Give it a like, comment your thoughts, and share this video with your friends and family.